Hi guys, welcome to this video about the comparison of two different type of chlorinators or chemical dispensers for the swimming pool. So usually you would think, yeah, that's no big deal. It's between 5 and 15 bucks. You go to the store and take the first one out of the shelf, and yeah, that's it. But actually you have to deal with it for, I would say, between maybe 2 and maximum maybe 5 years till they are totally broken and you have to buy a new one. So what you have to refill almost every week, and yeah, it's swimming in the pool every all the time. So you really have to think about it. Has to be refilled. You have to think about holidays, and so on and so on. And so I thought it's maybe worth to tell you about my experience about these things. So I have actually started with this one. This is more standard one, which most people were using or still are using. And now these days, more and more, these things are showing up. They look really pretty. They usually come with a solar light and they have an extendable tank. So, okay, let's start the competition. Okay, I have to click on that. So that's the first slide. I hope you can see everything. Yeah, cost. Of course, this one, the newer ones, are a little bit more expensive. They have more features, of course. Yeah, needs more. The manufacturing is more costly, of course. At the end, you have to pay a little bit more. So the first point goes to the old-fashioned thing. So let's see the second slide. That's the capacity. So actually the new one comes with this extension here at the bottom. You will also use or need this to adjust the amount of chlorine or chemicals. But the good thing is really it's extendable. So or expandable. When you go on holiday and you don't have a pool guy, that can help you. Let's say you go on holiday for 3 weeks, you fill up the whole tank and set it on minimum, and probably it will last for the 3 weeks, and your pool will be, yeah, it will have a certain or at least the enough chlorine for the whole 3 weeks. With the traditional chlorinators, it won't be possible to have enough for 3 weeks. Definitely no way, at least when it's summer and chlorine tablets are shrinking quite fast. So this point goes to the newer one, so it's 1 to 1. So the next thing is the cool factor. Of course, these things are swimming around your pool, and let's say you have guests, some maybe even from overseas or something. They see see, oh yeah, you have a pool, wow, that's cool. And yeah, they see everything, and they see either this or they see this cool duck, or there are also other animals available like sharks or other things, and they look definitely a little bit more fancy. So it's 2 to 1. Then the next thing is, how easy is it to open? So based on my experience, this can be a little bit hard to open. I mean, not extremely hard. You don't need a tool or something like this. It's just a little, needs a little bit more power than usually. This one you have, sometimes you have even a handle. Here there are 3 holes. You just turn it, usually counterclockwise, sorry, and it's a matter of 1 second. Maybe here you have to rotate, maybe around 4 or 5 times around, takes maybe 10 seconds or something like this. So it's not a big deal, but it can be a difference. I mean, you have to do it usually every week. So point goes to the old-fashioned ones, it's 2 to 2. Then how easy is it to fill? So there's here you have the opening, and when you have pulled these two parts apart, then you have also a big opening. The opening is usually a little bit bigger with the new one, so that's actually easier, or would be easier. But the thing is, here you can read this, floating without the lid. So usually they have something which, like some air, which keeps them floating, because chlorine tablets would sink down. So they have some air here on the upper part, and it's only on the upper part. Here it is in the main part. So if you remove the lid, here the small part and here the big part, then this the old-fashioned thing is still floating, and you can easily grab your tank with the big your big tank with the chlorine taps with one hand, and open the lid of the tank, and yeah, you keep this thing just floating near you, and you can drop it in. So no big deal, no problem. And here you have to be careful, because if you have some chlorine tablets inside, and there's nothing that keeps them floating, so this thing would sink down, so which is not good, especially when you do it in winter and you're not careful. It will go down, and you have to remove it. Okay, probably you have a net or mesh or something where you can grab this thing, but if the chlorine tablets go out, yeah, it's not so good. So, and you have to hold this thing in your hand, or you have to be really fast that it doesn't sink. Usually I do this. I remove a little bit of the water and let it sit in the water. You have about maybe 5 seconds or so till it would submerge. So you have to be fast. Here it's more comfortable. So point goes to the old-fashioned. It's 2 to 3. Then special features, of course, this comes with usually with a solar light. At least it's available there. Most of them are available with a solar light. They are not huge, they are not super bright, but they keep these things lit up for a couple of hours. So usually, at least in summer, it should be visible. The light should be visible till after midnight easily. So we have February now. I live in Florida, and it lasts till about, I would say, midnight. The sun goes down here at about 6 p.m. and then it lights for about 6 hours. So yeah, that was the point to the newer one. It's 3 to 3. Next thing is the adjustment. So adjustment for how much chlorine will go out into the water. And this here is the old-fashioned one. I've experienced, at least the one I had got a little bit stuck after some time. It corroded a little bit, and then it got really stuck, and it was really hard to adjust from, let's say, 1 slot to 4 slots. Here I haven't seen any difference over time, at least till now. It's still really easy adjustable. Point goes to the new one, and it's 4 to 3. So the next thing is the empty indicator. So how can you see that the container is empty and has to be refilled? So here there's actually nothing special. Of course it will swim a little bit higher. So at the beginning, when it's full, maybe this is the water line. After some time the water line is maybe here, so you can just assume that it's getting empty a little bit, but it's actually really hard to see when you have to refill. So here there's a special thing. It tips over when it gets empty. So you start when there is still some chlorine left in it. It goes a little bit to this side. It doesn't really flip over. It starts a little bit flipping to the side, just slightly, maybe this. And when it's getting really empty, it's maybe more like something like this. So this is I have found it's really easy to see, and it's a really good indication, and it helps with maintenance, saving some time, and you don't have to open when it's still straight and the chemical levels are good, so there's no need to take it out. Here you have to really open and check how much there is in, so if it will last for another week. Yeah, the last thing, based on my experience, is the blocking, let's say danger of blocking this skimmer. And it can happen that, yeah, even when you have actually enough water in the pool, then it could be that such things are blocking the skimmer and from water, enough water coming in, and then your pump could run dry or partially dry and could be damaged. And based on my experience, these things are more or less equal. They are not perfect, and they do usually not block the whole skimmer, but they block a certain amount of water. I would like to have something that would prevent this. I haven't found anything. Maybe you know anything. It would be nice to learn from you if you have any idea. So apart from that, we have a winner based on my experience. Maybe I forgot some things. And yeah, anyway, if you have any comments, any questions, anything, just write to the comment section below, and I'm always happy to talk about these things. And hopefully I was able to help you a little bit with this video. And if you like it, give me a thumbs up, subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.